Hey friends, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Kimberly and this is my channel, Kim After 50, where I talk about all things getting my life together after 50, after being newly divorced, working on losing these 100 pounds, just doing a midlife pivot. Now, I talk about all that while I am traveling to amazing places and seeing some amazing people and having some amazing experiences. So I invite you to come along by subscribing to the channel. And if you don't mind, please leave a comment and check out some of the other videos. I just got back from MSC Seascape, so I'm in the middle of my vlogging series on that. The first 3 days are up. I have Carnival Conquest, Carnival Glory, Carnival Venetia, a Virgin Voyages cruise, Margaritaville at Sea Paradise, a whole bunch of cruise information. So please go ahead and check out my other videos. All right, so this is a video that I've been working on for quite a minute, been trying to gather up some questions, things that people want to know. And so I am in a few travel groups on Facebook, and I actually have my own travel group on Facebook as well. I'll put the link below so that you can join that group. And I asked some fellow travelers or wannabe travelers, what kind of questions do you have for me? I am not a travel agent, but I am an experienced travel and a travel enthusiast. So I asked, what kind of questions do you have for me? What kind of questions would you like for me to answer on my channel? And that's what I'm doing for you today. So let's go ahead and get started with question number 1 is, do I need a passport to cruise? Y'all, this is one of the most asked questions. And the answer to that is, for most closed loop cruises, that means the cruise starts in the same place it ends. I go to Port of Miami, I get on the ship, I visit a couple islands, I come back to Port of Miami, I get off the ship. For most closed-looped cruises, the answer is going to be no. You don't need a passport. However, I am going to highly encourage you to get a passport. It just makes cruising so much, what's the word I want to use? It makes it safer for you in case you have an emergency, like if you're in the Bahamas or you're wherever and something happens and you need to fly back, you're going to need a passport. God forbid you miss the ship, you're going to need a passport. So it just makes it safer for you to have a passport. So do you need one? No. Oh, I took lots and lots of cruises before I ever got a passport, but I am so happy. It just peace of mind. It provides peace of mind. Number 2, how early should I arrive at the port? I got this one because a couple cruises back, we almost missed the ship. So I think that's why I got this question. How early should I arrive at the port? You arrive at your check-in time. The cruise company, when you do your check-in, they're going to tell you what time to get to the port. I know, like on Carnival, the earlier you do your check-in, you can do your check-in like 2 weeks before it's time to go. People wait up to midnight so that they can check in first and they can get an earlier check-in time. Other cruise lines like MSC, they just assigned a time. I wasn't able to pick my check-in time, but they tell you what time to get to the port, and they also tell you what time is like last call, we're closing the doors to get on the ship. So say they tell you to get there between 1 and 1:30, but they say we're closing the doors at 3:30. That means get there between 1 and 1:30, but make sure you get there by 3:30. Like if something should happen, if you're running late, make sure you get there by 3:30. They're prepared for you to board the ship between 1 and 1:30. Also, don't go earlier than that. For the most part, on most lines, if you go earlier than that, you could be turned away and then just have to wait around in the parking lot until your time. So they'll tell you what time to get there at your check-in. What should I pack in my carry-on bag? I heard you mention that you pack an extra outfit. Yes. So in your carry-on bag, this is going to sound weird. Pack your carry-on bag as if your luggage is going to be delayed getting to your room, because it very well could be delayed. Every now and then somebody's luggage gets lost. So you want to pack your carry-on bag as if you don't know when you're going to get your larger luggage. So I pack my medications, my documents. Do not pack your passport and all that, birth certificate in your main luggage that you're going to check. I pack my medication, my documents. I pack an extra change of clothes. I pack a swimsuit in case I want to go swimming on that first day or just lay out. Anything valuable, I pack my iPad in there. Anything valuable or essential, anything that you have to have, pack your I'm not saying weigh yourself down, y'all, but pack your carry-on as if, I don't know what time these people gonna bring my suitcase, because you don't know what time them people gonna bring your suitcase. So pack your carry-on with that in mind. On this last cruise we just got back from, MSC Seascape, we checked 3 bags. One of them got there at a reasonable time. The other one got there about 8 o'clock that night. And the other one got there about an hour later. I was so nervous that they lost our luggage. We got out 3 of them, but they came one at a time. And eventually also, so like I just told you, we only had 1 bag before 8 o'clock. So that means if we were counting on the clothing in our checked luggage to get dressed for dinner that night, we wouldn't have been able to. So pack as if you don't know what time your checked luggage is gonna come. Number 4, is food included? Yes, for the most part, you can get on a cruise ship and not ever spend $1 extra or dime for food. Do you want to do that? Probably not. Have I done that? Yes. When I first started cruising, y'all, we were broke. Okay. They usually have like the buffet is included, of course. They have the main dining room, which is included. Most cruise ships are going to have some kind of, well, every cruise ship I've been on is going to have some kind of specialty dining where there's an upgraded cost to it. Whether that be a gelato or specialty coffees or steak dinners, seafood dinners, whatever it may be. So there are upgraded, upcharge dining options. Even in the main dining room, sometimes you can get an upgraded steak or lobster, which if you watch my vlogs, y'all know your girl will be tearing up some lobster on them cruise ships. If you are just trying to do a super budget friendly cruise, you can eat all day and all night with the included food. But if you can budget a few dollars for some specialty dining, it is always so worth it. And the upgraded cost, you're not going to be able to get that same kind of meal on land for the same price. Like usually a good steak dinner, multi-course meal, delicious, best steak you ever have kind of meal is usually going to be like a $50 upgrade. And you cannot get that same meal on land for $50. Do I need cash on board? No. For most purchases, you attach a credit card or you set up a cash account and you give them a cash deposit and they give you a room key, and then that room key looks like a card on most ships. Virgin does a little bracelet. Princess, I think, also does like a wearable medallion. And then you swipe that card or tap your bracelet, and that charges your ship account, which in turn charges your credit card, debit card, cash account. I recommend a cash account. When I first started cruising, I did a cash account because I didn't have a credit card because my credit was bad. Okay. When I first started cruising, y'all, I couldn't even get a checking account because I was in some system for overdrawn checking accounts, like bad. But you know, we're talking, what, 15 years ago? I done came a long way, baby. But I still prefer a cash account because they put holds on your account. And that can sometimes really mess you up when you come home. You want that hold to be released because you got regular at-home business to deal with, but the cruise ship is still holding some of your money on your card just in case. Sometimes it can take a week or 2 weeks for them to release that hold. And I don't like that. I need access to all of my funds. So I like to set up a cash account. With a cash account, if you spend more than you anticipated, you're going to have to go and put some more cash on it. If you spend less than you anticipated, you can go down and they will refund you the balance between what you put on there and what you actually spent. Can I bring liquor on board? Liquor, L-I-K-K-A. You my people. Well, most cruise lines that I have been on allow some sort of something. Like I know Carnival allows you to bring 1 bottle of wine per cruiser who is of age to drink. They also allow you to bring a case of soda. I was just on MSC, a case of soda per person. I was just on MSC. They don't allow you to bring anything on board. So check your particular cruise line's policies to see what they allow you to bring. What if I get seasick? I am not prone to seasickness. However, there are medications. You can go see your doctor or pharmacist and they can help you with that, but there are also over-the-counter medications. If you happen to get on the ship and you weren't prepared for seasickness and you find yourself not feeling the greatest or in rockier, rougher seas than you anticipated, you can go to guest services and typically they will be able to help you out with something like a Dramamine or something like that. There are also these wristbands. I think they push right here to keep you from feeling that seasickness. And most of the time, I think they recommend you start them prior to. Like, don't wait until you get seasick to take the medication for it. Like I said, I'm not prone to seasickness, but there are medications to handle that. So don't worry about that. Unless you're super sensitive, and then, I don't know, cruising may not be for you, but there are medications to handle that. Is there Wi-Fi on the ship? Yes, but it's not always reliable. And there are usually like levels to it, like a basic Wi-Fi package, a premium Wi-Fi package, a social media only package at different price points. But also different levels of reliability depending on where you're on the ship. Your Wi-Fi may be better than other places. So I would say buy a package if you need to stay connected. I do know that if you purchase a package and the Wi-Fi just is not doing what it's supposed to do, you should be able to get a refund. I've had that happen to me before. For the most part, like 90% of the time, 95% of the time, I have good enough Wi-Fi to work, and I work using the internet every day. Sometimes I have good enough Wi-Fi to do Zoom meetings or go live. Other times I don't. I usually have good enough Wi-Fi to like stream Netflix, stream YouTube, things like that. But let me tell you, because sometimes I upload videos while I'm on the cruise ship. It has taken me over 4 hours to upload a video that if I was home will upload in like 20 minutes. So yeah, the answer is yes, but that's the answer. Yes, but. What is included in the drink package? I don't typically get the drink package, but it's going to depend on the package that you get. Some drink packages are like for sodas. Then other drink packages are for any alcoholic beverage. Some cruise lines have drink packages that include higher price alcohol. Some drink packages will include like your specialty coffees and things like that. So just check with the individual cruise line that you'll be sailing to see what their different package options are and what's included in those package options. I lost myself. Can I bring snacks on board? You can usually bring sealed pre-packaged snacks on board. Not open containers of things, and definitely not like produce. But I'm going to tell you, like I just said, always check with your particular cruise line. But I usually bring like my not my Slim Fast, Lord. How old am I? Do they even still make Slim Fast? I usually bring my Atkins bars on board. Sometimes I bring like the individual servings of popcorn in the bags. I bring sunflower seeds on board, nuts, things like that I'm snacking on because I'm trying to keep my snacking low carb. So when my children were little, sometimes if I had a particular picky eater, I would bring things that I know they enjoyed on board. So, but I do know that it needs to be sealed and prepackaged. Are there dress codes? Yes, but they're not as rigid and tight as they used to be. For the most part, things are very relaxed. I have not sailed any of the luxury lines, so I can't speak to those. But MSC, Carnival, Margaritaville at Sea, I've seen shorts in the dining rooms on all of those. When I first started sailing, that was an absolute no-no. But I've seen shorts in the dining room on all of those. They do have elegant nights where you have the option of dressing up a little bit more, and depending on the ship that you're on, you'll see different levels of what dressing up means, but that isn't required. So I know they have like no swimsuits in the buffet areas. I've seen that on ships, but I've seen it on the ship, and then I've seen swimsuits in the buffet areas. So yes, but I feel like more and more the cruise lines have gotten more and more relaxed on the dress codes. What is a muster drill? A muster drill is a safety drill where they just want you to know what to do in case the worst happens. They want to make sure you know how to put on your life jacket, where to go in case you need to get in the lifeboat. They're usually very quick. They used to be long and uncomfortable, but now for the most part, you're just checking in. On Carnival, in fact, they just say like, do you know how to put on a life jacket? Yes. Okay. And that's the end of the muster drill. But yeah, just a real quick check-in. It usually does not take very long. I don't know why people refuse to go, but you have to go. It is the law. So don't be one of those people that has the captain on the speaker begging you to come do your muster drill. Just go get it over with. Usually super quick. Can I get off the ship at every port? Can I get off the ship at every port? Yes, you can get off the ship at every port, or you don't have to get off the ship at any port, or you can get off the ship on some ports. It's up to you. Just make sure you come back on time. That's the most important part about getting off the ship, is make sure you get back on time. Are excursions included? No, excursions are not included. You can buy your excursions through the cruise line, or you can buy them through independent operators ahead of time online, or you can get off the ship and look for people holding signs offering you excursions. Make sure that the people holding signs offering you excursions are reputable and they're like in the port area. Or you can get off the ship and just take a taxi and go do whatever you want to do. Just always be safe. But no, they're not included. Can I use my phone on the ship? I don't know about Androids, but iPhone, I put my phone in airplane mode and connect to the ship's Wi-Fi, and I'm still able to call people on FaceTime. Every now and then I'm on a cruise ship and somebody like just calls my iPhone and my phone is on airplane mode. I don't know what the deal is with that, but make sure your phone is on airplane mode, or else you may incur roaming charges. So you aren't going to be able to use your phone the same way that you would use it at home. If you can do it through Wi-Fi, you'll be able to do it. So make FaceTime calls, make Facebook calls, things like that. I do get text messages from other iPhone users when I'm on a cruise ship, even though I'm in airplane mode. I don't know how all that works. So the answer is yes, but probably not completely use it the way that you use it at home. But the main thing is make sure you put your phone on airplane mode. I want you to hear that. I want you to put a reminder on your phone. Make sure that you put your phone on airplane mode. How much are tips? Tips can be anywhere from around $14, $16 to $20, $22 a day. Depends on your cruise line, depends on the cabin that you have on the cruise line. For most cruise lines, the tip is not going to be required. And then for other cruise lines, the tip is included in your fare, like Virgin Voyages, the tip is included in your fare. Margaritaville at Sea, the tip is required. It's not optional, it's required. Other cruise lines that I've been on, the tip is automatically charged to you, but you can go down and remove the tip or reduce the tip. You can remove the tip and do your tips in cash if you want to. But I would say anywhere between $14 to $22 a day. But of course, extra tips are always appreciated. We always do carry cash with us to be able to tip our room steward some extra. If we have the same wait staff in the dining room, we typically like to tip them some extra. The porters that handle your luggage, you want to tip them a few dollars per bag that they're handling. Taxi drivers in port, you want to be able to tip them some extra. The people that there are trams that take you from the ship and they drive you to the port area. If you're like me and you don't want to take that long walk, we take some extra money to tip them. Tipping is going to be a line item, an expense for your cruise. The automatic tipping, like I said, $14 to $22, depending on your cruise line, depending on your cabin. You are able to remove it if you don't want it there. I do want to just put this plug in here. You're grown, you do what you want to with your money, but the crew on the ship work so hard. So we like to be able to tip them and be generous in our tipping because they work so hard, and they work so hard and still maintain a high level of courtesy and being friendly and just going above and beyond. What happens if I miss the ship? No, we're not talking about that. You are not going to miss the ship. If you miss the ship, it's on you to get to the next port, and then you can usually catch the ship from the next port. Another reason to have a passport, and also a reason to have traveler's insurance. Are you scared to cruise solo? Okay, two questions. One is cruising good for solo travelers? And then the other question is, are you scared to cruise solo? I love solo cruising. Love it. Solo cruising changed my life. Literally changed my life for the better. I absolutely love solo cruising. I think everybody should try it once, and then you'll know if you enjoy it or not. I was nervous to do it. I was scared I'd be lonely. I was scared I'd look awkward. I was scared I'd be bored. None of the above. I have moments where I'm like, oh, I wish I was here with somebody. But they're moments, okay? Not hours, moments. I love solo cruising and look forward to my next solo cruising. I also love cruising with my family. I also love cruising with my friends, but I love solo cruising. And do I feel safe? I felt when I was trying to figure out how to do some solo travel, I actually felt that cruising was going to be the safest option. People all around who are paid to ensure that you have a good, safe trip. Like somebody's job is to make sure I'm safe. And somebody's job is to make sure that I am having a good time. Like they pay people to entertain me. So I just felt that solo was the best option for me. Because solo cruising was the best option for me because I was new to solo travel. And how do you cruise so much? How do I get a good deal? Book early, be flexible. Like when I go to book my cruises, I don't say, I want to cruise the week of February 6th. I say, I want to cruise in February. What's the cheapest cruise I can find? I don't even say, I want to cruise the week of February 6th. I want to go to Nassau and Freeport. I want to take a 5-day cruise on Carnival. I don't even do that. I say, I want to cruise in February. What's the cheapest cruise I can find? Okay, this is the cheapest cruise I can find. And then I find out what ship I'm on and where I'm going. I don't care about the ports. I don't care about the ship. I don't care what week in February it is. I usually cruise 2 to 3 times a month. I don't care. I just look for the cheapest sailing that I can get that I'm not already booked for something else during that time. And then I go wherever I go. So that's how I do it. But I also do cruise on casino offers. I don't get the really, really good casino offers yet. I just kind of get the entry-level casino offers where I'm getting a free interior or a discount on a cruise. So I do get casino offers, but I'm just extremely flexible with my cruising. I also have a travel agent that I trust, and she does lets us know when great deals come along, and so sometimes I'm able to grab those. And I have a PVP with Carnival who is amazing, and he will let me know when something great is available. And so so be flexible, consider the casino, look at loyalty programs, and have some trusted travel professionals that can help you. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Is there a gym or spa on board? Yes and yes, but spa treatments cost extra. Gym classes sometimes can cost extra. All right, so those are all the questions that were asked that pertain to cruising. Now, I did get some questions about me. And I'll try to answer those. I don't know if I should do those in a separate video or not, but I'll try to answer those. Why did you start cruising so often? The ocean is my happy place. Very first cruise I took, I was sitting outside aft, which is the back of the cruise, the back of the ship. And I was looking at like the wake, I think that's what it's called. And the scripture just spoke to my spirit, oh, taste and see the goodness of the Lord. And ever since then, cruising has been my thing to just heal, to relax, to feel restored, to bring me peace. I love cruising. I love sitting on a cruise ship and reading scripture, talking to God, listening to gospel music. There's just so much peace. So after my divorce, I needed that. I needed to figure out what was next for me. And I needed to not be scared, and I needed to feel happy and excited about something. I needed something to look forward to. I needed to not lay in my bed and be depressed. Let me say this. I needed to stop laying in my bed being depressed, because I had spent the last year or so in that kind of funk. And so, yeah, so that's why I started cruising so much. And what was my first cruise like? Oh my goodness, my first cruise, my oldest daughter, Aaliyah, is a ballroom dancer. She's a championship ballroom dancer. Or she'll say she was. But to me, once a champion, always a champion. So when she was in high school, she was on a ballroom dance team, and they were invited to dance on a cruise ship. Now, in my mind, I thought they were going to be like the evening entertainment, like the theater shows. You know what I mean? I thought they were going to be on the big stage. They were just in a little room, pretty much just dancing for their own parents and a few other passengers that just wanted to see. But so we scraped up the money to go, and we couldn't even afford for my whole family to go. So my ex-husband and my two youngest daughters, we couldn't afford for them to go. So I went with Aaliyah, who was the dancer, and Tatiana, who's my second oldest daughter. And it was absolutely everything. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It was everything. We went on this cruise ship flat broke, as in we had no spending money, but my ex-husband got paid during the time we were on the ship. So he made a deposit into my account while I was on the ship, or else we wouldn't have had any money on this cruise ship. And I ended up giving both girls $25, and that was their budget for the cruise. And I had nothing, because all we had was our money for our tips, and that's it. But we had the best time. There was no specialty dining, no upgrade, anything. We just had a wonderful time, and I have been a cruise addict ever since then. How did your channel, Kim After 50, come about? It started as a way, for the same reason I started cruising so much. It started as a way, well, I've always wanted to be a travel vlogger. Okay. Always wanted to be a travel vlogger. But it started as a way to just document my new life. I wanted to come on here, introduce myself to you all. And then I really wanted to do like the day-to-day vlogs. Like, this is what I'm doing today. Y'all come with me to the thrift store. Come with me to get a manicure. Y'all, let's go for a walk at the park. Like, that's what it was going to be. Like a weekend in my life kind of thing, right? But then I treated myself to 4 cruises in the month of December. It's my birthday month. And I started the channel in November. And then in December, I took 2 cruises in November. And then I took 4 in December. And so all I was doing was cruising. So documenting my everyday life was on a cruise ship. So it kind of turned into a cruising channel. That was never the intention. I actually do travel outside of my cruises. I have a trip to New Orleans coming up. And so I think I'm going to vlog that trip to New Orleans to just introduce some other travel to the channel. But that's how it started. I just wanted to document in my life. I wanted to be accountable. Like, I wanted to come tell you, I'm going to put up a video every week. And then because I had to put up a video every week, that meant I had to get out of the bed. I had to go do something interesting. I had to try something new because I had to make a video. And I wanted to be blown away by my own progress. I know that sounds crazy, but I wanted to be able to look back on my videos and be like, girl, look how far you've come. And so that's how it started. That is how it started. What have been your favorite cruise destinations so far? That's so hard to answer. I love Honduras, Roatan, Honduras. We loved Grand Turk, but my family is from the Bahamas. And so I love going to the Bahamas because I always, not always, but most of the time meet family. My daughter Leah was in the Bahamas and she met another cousin. I often meet somebody we're related to. And even when I don't meet somebody we're related to, I meet people that are familiar with our family. And I just love feeling that family connection. So I love going to the Bahamas, but I'm going to say my favorite cruise port has not been discovered yet because I plan on doing some cruising outside of the Caribbean very soon. Well, not very soon, but soon. Do you ever get scared solo traveling? Sometimes, but I enjoy my freedom and I'm a person who enjoys my own company and I'm proud of me. I'm proud that I took something I used to be scared to do and now I do it on a regular. Listen, this is not bashing anybody. My ex-husband ruined every vacation that I ever took while I was married to him, and not even on purpose, okay? He's grouchy about prices. So everywhere we go, he complains about prices, or complained about prices. And we went to a lot of Disney. My kids love Disney. I love Disney. He hated Disney. We call him a Disney hater. We bought him a grumpy t-shirt to wear around Disney and a t-shirt of Scar, Simba's uncle. And it says, I'm Simba's uncle or something like that on the shirt, because that was his Disney attitude. He did not like cruising. And so he was always grumpy on cruise ships. And so so if he came, he would ruin the vacation. If he didn't come, I would let the vacation be ruined because I wished he was there. I wished he would come. I felt lonely because he wasn't there. And I felt like I wasn't worth him taking the effort to come and do something he didn't enjoy doing with me. I thought it said something about who I was. So the fact that I'm doing all these things that I've always wanted to do and I'm doing them solo, I'm proud of myself. Like even I've wanted to with him to do like the Great American Road Trip. He would say he was going to do it, but then there would always be a reason why we couldn't do it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it by myself. And so are there moments when I'm lonely? Are there moments when I have a little bit of fear? Yes. But overwhelmingly, I am loving my life and I'm proud of myself. What's one cruise thing you wish somebody told you sooner? It's not very expensive. It actually is a very affordable way to vacation, and don't overpack. What are your goals for your channel this year? Well, I want to keep growing the community. I want it to feel like a community. I want to encourage other women to live boldly, to do the thing that's been on your heart to do. And I want to get monetized, y'all. I want to get monetized. So we're just going to keep doing what we're doing, right? Do I have any upcoming cruises planned? Yes. I have lots of upcoming cruises planned. I have 8 cruises booked for the rest of the year, and I have 4 non-cruise trips booked for the rest of the year. But I'm sure some other stuff is going to get thrown on in there, y'all. I'm looking for something right now. This month, I don't have another cruise. I just got back 2 days ago from a cruise. I don't have another cruise planned. I have a trip to New Orleans planned. But I'm trying to see if I can squeeze in one more cruise this month. I don't know if I'll be able to, but I'm trying to see if I can. And oh, how can you support me? Y'all like, share, subscribe. Just keep showing up to the channel. Your support really does mean the world to me. Also, I'll put a link to my Facebook group. It's growing. I think we have 88 people in there. If you want to join that group, it's called Travel Plus Life. And it is just a place to come together, hang out, support each other, share travel tips, share travel stories, encourage each other in travel and in life. Mostly for like women, mostly for women. So I'll share that below if you want to join that. That'd be great. But just keep doing what you're doing. All right, so that is it. That's all. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for hanging out with me today. I answered every question I got, and they were all amazing. And I hope some of the answers to these questions were helpful to you. So I will see you all on the next video, and hopefully one day at sea. Bye-bye.